The purpose of the Instructional Aid Assignment was for students to be able to use it as an individual learning tool. The PowerPoint presentation had to include advanced presentation elements such as video, sound, narration, motion path, action buttons, a personally designed graphic, and/or hyperlinks. I chose to create my instructional aid for my Spanish 4 classes lesson on the artist El Greco. In creating the presentation, I included an introductory audio recording explaining that the students were to look at the presentation and answer the questions included in the guided notes handout. This handout would be given out in class prior to this assignment. For the purposes of this assignment, the audio recording was done in English, but for the students, it would be done in Spanish. The way I went about inserting the audio recording was by going to Insert, then Audio, and clicking Record Audio, and I would record my introductory message there. The table of contents would become the home base for the presentation. Here I included hyperlinks to different sections throughout the presentation. I organized the content based on the important points in El Greco's life. Once a student clicks on the table of contents, it takes them to the specific section. Each slide, regardless of the section, has an action button that either moves to the next slide, previous slide, or returns to the table of contents. For example, if a student were to click Su llegada a España, it would take him to this slide, which is the beginning of that section. And they would click through and look and read the information, look at the different images, and once they are done with that section, it takes them back to the table of contents. There are two sections within the presentation, una de sus obras maestras and celebrando sus 400 años, both of which have YouTube videos included within the sections. I found that embedding videos is the perfect way for engaged students, as they do not need to leave the presentation in order to see the video. This is ideal for staying on task. In the last section, recursos or resources, I included a link, an action button, in order to go back home, which is the very beginning of the presentation itself. The students can use these presentations as a way to review for a test or simply for reference. One of the most important benefits in creating presentations like this is keeping students engaged within the learning process. By including interactive components in the presentation and including a guided notes handout for students, they are active within the learning process and therefore retain more content.